Play it, Nick.
Welcome to the Corridor Cast.
You might notice how, if you're viewing this podcast, everyone's wearing robes. Well, that's because when you're an influencer and you influence too hard, sometimes you need an influencer robe to chill out.
Yes.
And therefore, we have our chill out robes on, sent to us courtesy of influential companies. All right, wow, what a start.
What a start. Can it get more chill?
This is the chill cast. We've never done a chill cast before, but there's a couple rules to the chill cast, okay? Number one, the volume of your voice cannot get too high.
Certain decibel count.
Yeah, if everyone else is like, yo, chill out, you have to chill out, right?
Sounds great.
And then if everyone is like, hey, so, you know, how do you feel about this? Then you have to be like, well, you know, you have to start everything with, well, you know, or something like that. I don't know.
You can't get too fired up about anything.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
I think we need more of this chill because the world's pretty crazy right now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, man.
You know, there's a lot of hot takes going around.
I mean, remember when you first put on that robe, Nick, and you put it on to fend off, you know, creator burnout?
Yeah, dude. My depression went away instantly.
You put it on when you were in the winter of a creator burnout?
Yeah, man. So YouTube, we get these boxes from YouTube. Didn't we think it was the play button twice?
Yes,
yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
Let me get, I have a box. Let me go get it. It's got what they sent us this year. Okay. And I don't think I've ever shown these on camera.
Live unboxing.
Yeah. Let me go get it real quick.
That's super chill.
So just some backstory. YouTube likes to send its top creators. I don't know if we qualify anymore, but apparently we do. But they like to send you gifts every year. So a couple of years ago, we had just passed 1 million subscribers on the crew channel, and there's a video about this. You can go watch it. It's pretty funny. But we kept expecting to get this play button, and like these boxes kept arriving, and they contained robes and other sorts of funny like little other gifts, and it was such like a buzzkill every time. But it was pretty.
They gave us creator burnout cream for like gave us like face cream. It was the weirdest. All right, so these are the cool creator burnout pajamas that they sent us this year.
What? You got pajamas?
They sent us like these fancy boxes.
Try it on first, Jake.
Within these boxes,
Step into the other room. Step into the other room.
Should I go off? Do you want me to go off camera and put these on?
To turn into jammies?
Dude, we're all wearing our cozies, man. You know.
All right, I'm gonna put these on in the corner, and then I'm gonna come back in these jammies that I've never worn.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna be
get
chilling.
ready.
Yeah, we'll be here, man.
Yeah,
Recline 45
Hold on.
degrees.
Here I go.
Okay.
There he goes.
Do you think it's a onesie
I hope it's a onesie.
or a two-piece set?
I feel like
Onesies are coming back.
Two-piece pajamas aren't very chill. That's like
It's like uppity.
it's like 50s vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the lapels.
Yeah.
Remember they used to wear like nightcaps to sleep? Remember? And then
Like the 1850s?
I have never once gone to sleep and been like, man, I really wish I was wearing a hat right now. I'd be perfect.
And then in the cartoons they would be like and
Dude,
then the thing like
It's
flickers.
apparently, I mean, it's because people used to live in these homes that had no heating, so it'd
Yeah.
be cold as F
Imagine
in
if
their
you were
homes.
bald and winter air was just coming through your
Oh,
cabin
dude.
logs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And like, you don't want to keep the fire going. I mean, you could, but you know, it could get really smoky in there. So yeah, you'd wear a nice little nightcap. There it is.
Wow.
All right, y'all.
Dude, what a creator.
I'm just chilling in my creator burnout jammies.
Wait, is it a onesie or a two-piece?
It's a two-piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, check these out, yo.
I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting that.
You look
No.
super chill right now, dude.
Join the party, man.
I opened the box and I said the exact same thing. I said, I'll be honest, I was not expecting this. I'm not sure what to do with this, but these are way too cool for me.
They
you
fit
know,
you good.
I'll just stick with the cutoff jean shorts and a t-shirt. Thank you.
Don't sell yourself short, Jake. Come on.
Wait.
Speaking of cool, we have a new member of the cast with us today.
Everybody welcome
that's
Jordan.
right.
Everyone, welcome Griffin.
That's right. We haven't even talked about who's here because we've been so chilling.
Yeah,
I've been so
we're too chill
What
to
the
acknowledge.
chillest way to bring in someone? You know?
That's right. We got Nick, we got Jordan, and of course, new member Griffin. Have you ever been on the cast before?
I've never been on the podcast before.
crazy.
Been here for a little while, but
Well, welcome.
it's never happened.
Welcome.
You took a
Welcome,
break
welcome. It's
from making thumbnails.
I mean, I have to say, like, coming in on the chill cast is really nice because I was a little nervous. I was like, okay, what are we going to be talking about? Is it going to be one of those crazy big conversations? Or are we going to be talking about like really in-depth filmmaking stuff and I'm going to have to be just on it the whole time? No, we're chilling. We're listening to thumb piano. We're in robes. Like,
Yeah. You
Yeah.
don't have to say anything.
Is that tea you're
Yeah.
drinking?
This is cold brew coffee.
Even better.
I mean, come on, you know Griffin.
I do
Has
know
to be
Griffin.
It's
60 milligrams
cold,
of.
cold brew is the chillest coffee.
So chill.
Griffin, what's the most Red Bull you've ever drank in a day
Oh, geez, dude.
in 24
I'm
hours?
gonna guess 9.
Probably around there. I mean,
9 Red Bulls.
a couple months ago, I was like coming in and drinking 2 4-packs a day. So that's like,
Dude,
that's why we were going through them so fast.
No, yeah. I like felt bad. I would like
Son,
be, like,
that is not
ordering
good
them.
for you.
dude, I've come in and straight up seen Griffin in the morning. He's like, oh, another
Oh,
morning.
no, this is
Mighty
him.
Red
He
Bull
opens,
a
two
day.
he
Red
opens 2 and he
Bulls,
goes like this
and he
into a
pours
cup.
them. Yeah, he pours them in the same cup.
Yeah, dude,
Son.
it's not chill.
And I feel like I'm feeding his addiction because guess who puts in the Red Bull orders?
Right, and then we're like, Jordan, we need more Red Bull, please.
Yeah, and then
Order-
You know, then you,
yeah.
like, see him in cardiac arrest one day, and it's just
Griffin just starts freaking out and throwing chairs.
You were drinking, so you were drinking 2 pints of Red Bull a day.
That sounds about right, yeah. And I'd usually have a cup of coffee in the morning before I'd come to work. So
Did you notice any residual effects from this sort of habit?
not this time around. I go through every once in a while my caffeine intake gets really, really bad.
yeah.
And then I'll have to kind of, chill out on it.
What do
And
you
they're-
consider to be bad?
Well, there was in about
Like milligrams a day? Can you give me an estimate?
I can't give you milligrams a day, but I used to be a
Pints?
2 pot of coffee a day drinker. And like it got to, like my eyes started twitching and shit like during the middle
I
of
gotta
the day.
do math on that. Full pots of coffee?
Yeah, like 10 cup pots.
It has to be like 600
Wow.
milligrams of caffeine.
10 cup pots.
Yeah.
So 20
That's
cups of
600.
coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, I was drinking 20 cups of coffee a day.
That's 1,200 How much caffeine can kill you? Let me look this up really quick.
I think about this every day.
I'm
there's
just gonna
straight up
Google this
been
real
people
quick.
who've died of just having heart attacks from caffeine. I'm like, I was worried for you when you're at your peak, man.
Yeah, well, you get into these cycles where it's like you get really tired, so you drink a bunch of caffeine because you need to keep going, and then you wake up the next day even more tired, and like
Yeah.
you're just gonna have to have a day or two where you're just real tired and you get out from under it, and 'cause you can't keep that up forever. Like that's not good.
I
at
just
all.
watched a TED Talk over the weekend about the effects of alcohol and caffeine on your brain when you're sleeping. And, you'll drink a glass of wine before bed. And you think that you're sleeping enough because you don't wake up or you don't remember it. But what you're not getting is like the REM sleep or the rapid eye sleep
Yeah.
is what they call it. You're not getting it. And you
REM,
you wake up feeling groggy and you're like, oh, but I slept enough. So you don't correlate it to the alcohol and the caffeine. But then you wake up and you're like, oh, well, now I need 2 cups of coffee. Now I need 3 cups of coffee.
yeah.
But you're not correlating to the fact that you're just overdoing the caffeine because it's just hurting your brain.
That's something that
Okay, here we go, guys. Death by caffeine is rare, but one study identified 51 caffeine-related deaths, and 14 of 26 caffeine overdose reports resulted in death. Okay, so how much caffeine did they drink? Many of these caffeine-related deaths were associated with exposure on the order of 10 grams of caffeine or more. not milligrams, 10 grams of caffeine.
Oh man. I wonder.
One person who died ingested 51 grams
Wow.
of caffeine.
You see, that sounds like one of those people
Rookie
who
numbers.
like sees that you can buy powdered caffeine on Amazon, and they're like, I wonder if I did a line of this, like nothing bad could happen. It can.
That's
Now we
1,000.
know.
1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. So if you're drinking 600, if you're drinking
Wow.
1,200 milligrams of caffeine a day, that's still only 1.2 grams.
So their heart obviously just stopped.
That's still a ton of caffeine, but a very unhealthy amount.
Do not recommend. It's not chill.
So
No.
you're doing good, Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin,
man,
you need to chill out, man.
congratulations.
Well, he's doing better than those people.
I mean, I drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day now.
That's very healthy
I drink.
comparatively.
But on top of
Yeah.
Red Bull.
I'm the same way now, man. I drink about 2 to 3
That feels like a
to
good
4,
amount. Like
5.
Yeah, there's about 60 milligrams of caffeine in a cup of coffee. So you're talking 180 to under 250 roughly,
Safe.
depending on how big your cups are.
Man.
Dean cut out caffeine altogether. He's
I
like
know.
2 months into
That's
no
crazy.
caffeine.
That guy's
Yeah.
crazy though. You can't get. Did he cut out sugar yet?
No, he didn't.
no,
but
no,
he
no.
came to me and he told me, he's like, I've noticed no difference. And I'm like,
Really?
oh.
I wonder if it's just more like the lasting long-term effects. Like caffeine's super like harsh on like the heart, the bladder,
Yeah.
the mind.
The teeth.
I mean, it's always good, I guess, to be not reliant
coffee's
on
bad
more
on the teeth,
things,
not caffeine.
you know?
Yeah.
But so Griffin,
Yeah. Let's get into this.
you are a full-time YouTube thumbnail artist.
dude, it's
Yeah, Griffin, you've never been on the thumbnail. Or you've never been on the podcast, but you've made all the thumbnails.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, what is this like for you
magnificent.
It's kind of weird because I'm thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna have to cut my own face out later and put it on the thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay,
For
here.
the first time.
Why don't you just give yourself a nice asset to use right now?
All right, here we go. Yeah, I always
Straight
have
to
to
camera.
like.
Yeah, straight into camera.
Where's the camera?
Let's make your job easy on yourself.
You're the third, yeah.
Oh, that's a
There
good
we
one.
go.
That's
I'm
a great
set.
one.
You know, I will
So-
say when you do my faces, I feel like you're always adding like 5 extra pounds to my face.
Ooh,
Don't I
I'm
look?
s-
Don't I look a
That's that
little
blur tool.
chubbier
Yeah,
in the
it's like
face?
the smudge
when-
tool.
Yeah, it's all in the face, Jordan. Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
I mean, I'm sorry if you're unhappy with the faces I'm choosing. I always do go out of my way to try and find what I consider to be flattering pictures of
So
everyone.
I just look like that. No, that's fine. That's what I needed to know. That's real. That's real good. Okay.
Can you do like a softening pass on my skin too? You know, just
Yeah,
I don't get to
can you
moisturize
just
as often as I
tone me
want.
up a little bit? But Griffin, I think the question that would be useful to ask is how did you get to a point in your life where you make thumbnails primarily for a living? You make other stuff too, obviously. I don't want to decredit that. You make all kinds of other art, but you know, like half of your workload is thumbnails.
Did you
And
ever
then
imagine
follow up-
yourself doing this?
Yeah. And then a follow-up question would be, what do you do to like perfect this craft? But let's start with the first one. How did you get to this point?
I got to this point basically by just continually taking the next step that seemed fun at the time. I absolutely never would have imagined that this would be my career after 4 or 5 years out of college. Like, I wanted to design skateboard decks when I was
Whoa.
21, and like,
Cool.
Full size ones?
yeah,
Okay.
or finger skateboards, you know, or album art. Like, I wanted to be somewhere totally different, but I just kept getting, you know, I got my first job out of college was a marketing job, a very white collar, very dull, but very, you know, stable, decent job. I got hired somewhere else, kept going down the advertising track, ended up in YouTube because I had some photo composite chops from previous jobs. I had some marketing chops, and like, I just kept going for things that seemed interesting. And like sometimes a job, I would get into it and I'd be like, oh, this actually is not at all what I want to do. And sometimes you leave a job and you know, oh, well, these are the aspects that I liked about that. And these are the aspects I didn't. And so I've just kept going after what seems like it'll be fun. Like I don't have like an exact plan that, you know, everything will work out perfect. It's just.
What was your degree in? Sorry, I'm just curious. Yeah.
I got a BFA in illustration.
Okay.
Nice.
I thought you were going to say like geology or something.
I almost got a minor in geology. It's funny you say that.
Dude.
Wow, that's random.
Yeah. Another story. Another time.
Imagine
So
Griffin taking rock
skateboard decks.
samples.
Let's talk about skateboard decks for a second.
It's pretty cool.
Can you design one for everyone in the studio?
Can
And
he
then,
or
like-
will he?
But like we could do that, you know, and then we could put them on the wall,
Ooh.
That'd
That'd
and
be
everyone could have their own custom deck design.
You already know what's gonna be on mine.
That'd be, you know what? Let's
Michael Scott.
let's have a meeting. Let's have a meeting about that after Son of a Dungeon wraps. How about that?
Let's
That'd be-
do that, man.
That'd be fun, man.
That would be really cool.
Let's make him do this while he's doing
I
some
feel like
dungeon.
that request sums
Really
up
test the
Griffin's
waters.
job here. It's like, hey Griffin, can you just like design a skateboard deck for everyone in the studio so we can put them on the wall real quick? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Well, oh my God. I'm just like I'm not going to do negative self-talk because we're being chill today, but I will always say yes and always be like, of course I can do that. And then like, as they're walking away, I'm like,
That's why we're gonna wait till after Son of a Dungeon.
You open your private Photoshop file and like Photoshop us dead.
nah, dude.
Not chill.
Not even.
Ray,
that is
relax.
so not chill, Nick. You need to chill out, dude.
Oh, okay. Here, let me recline further.
Griffin, I just did this to you
My penal
last week on the
reclamation
Instagram story buttons.
Yeah, we
Are
put
those
them
up
today.
now?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are up.
Right, you guys
I-
just posted those.
I threw a screenshot in the.
Let me
Discord.
see. Oh, looks so good.
Don't click
Chef's
them yet.
kiss.
There's not many.
Chef's
much on there.
kiss. That looks good.
So Griffin, is it true you worked for
Wow.
the Onion before working here?
I did work for the Onion and Clickhole for a brief time in 2017 and 2018.
Okay. Did you just do all those wacky Photoshops in their articles? Because there's some great ones. That's like my favorite part about the Onion.
I did a couple notable ones. I worked in the editorial side for I think 2 or 3 months, and then I got moved to sponsored content. But there are a couple notable ones like some of my better ones were for Clickhole, like God, what was it? Inspiring. This inner city teacher gained 75 pounds so that his students could have a big belly to play with. And
I read that article. It's really
I
cool.
photoshopped a picture of Mitch McConnell dragging an office chair through the Capitol building and scratching up all the floors. That was a weird job, man. That was a weird job. I've been a ton of like, I was Michael Flynn. I was a bunch of like random politicians, and then they would just like cut my head off and like put the politician's head on my body.
You're like, you do
Yeah.
this one. I'm too close
just-
to it.
They just need to put you in a cornflower blue shirt and a tie, and
I
then
could see
you're
it.
good to go.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, there are a lot of people in politics with my body. I will say that.
Yeah.
Just that little.
Dude, you got that politician bod?
See
Little
this,
paunch.
this slender bod?
Just without the tattoos.
Yeah, you had to cover those up.
With a bunch of politicians. With a bunch
Hey,
of
who do you
hipster
think the
tattoos.
first president is going to be with tattoos? Do you think
Dude.
that's going to happen at any point?
President Brody.
Hey, but what if like we just haven't seen the
President
tattoos?
Trent.
Oh, okay, I mean like
Kanye West.
like an open, like an obvious tattoo. You know, like a neck tattoo.
6'9", is that too much of a stretch?
Kanye.
Kanye?
Isn't Kanye supposed to be
like-
president?
He's most viable he's most viable product for president with tattoo at the moment.
You're like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was. He definitely got close.
he got a couple votes for sure.
Yep.
He got close.
He got
Almost.
closer than 6'9".
He got closer than me. He got so close.
Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Now, you've probably tried other landscaping techniques on your body, but what you probably haven't done is tried one with a precision-engineered tool like Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0. That's right, they've just introduced the 4th generation of their premier bodyscaping trimmer. It's a sleek, well-designed, optimized trimmer that makes shaving time easy and enjoyable. This 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade, which reduces accidents while grooming through their advanced skin safe technology. That's right, and the Lawnmower 4.0 even has additional grooming guards, sizes 1 through 4, so you can customize the length and style of your particular cut. Oh, and did I mention it has wireless charging? Pretty great. They even added an LED flashlight so that it's a little bit easier to see down there when you're doing your business. So if you're interested in getting a better groin and body trimmer by a tool and a company that's built specifically for this purpose, consider heading over to manscaped.com and using the code CorridorCast20 to get 20% off your purchase and free worldwide shipping. So thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring today's episode, and now back to the podcast.
So, Griffin, can we realistically do these skateboard decks though, or is this something that you don't want to do anymore? I'm just trying to play. You said when you're 21, you wanted to design skateboard decks. Well, this is a chance to do it.
We're gonna give you your dream
It's
job.
about living out your dreams, Griffin.
Getting more chances to just make cool art on the clock. Like, yes, I will definitely go for that.
Or what about an idea? We do daily or every other day or like weekly
Skateboard
comic
decks.
strips on the website, and it's just like 3-panel dry humor Griffin jokes. You know, with like it's like dry humor brought to you by Jordan and Griffin with stick figure animation or stick figure type drawings, and then like little jokes, you know?
Like a newspaper article.
Maybe we could talk more about that.
Maybe not
I have-
daily though. That's a lot.
Daily would be
have-
a lot.
Yeah. I have one on my fridge that Wendy and I laminated. It's a coffee cup, and it's a anamorphic coffee cup, right? It's got eyes and a nose and hands and stuff. And then there's a traveling mug, and it's also got eyes and nose and stuff, and it's a couple. And the coffee mug is looking at the traveling mug, and it's saying, "You're never home."
Hey.
Can you do that, Griffin? Can you do that?
At first, I thought the punchline was that they were a couple. There's layers to this.
There is layers. Maybe that's our follow-up.
I feel like you could do it if we just like put you in an office, like a sunny office with a whole pot of coffee for like the first half of every day. And then
Build me a basement here.
Yeah.
I'll move my plant next to you. Give you all the good vibes.
Like,
Yeah, you need like an eccentric like plant and stone and book
Yeah.
vibe.
Like one of those
office.
airy
Yeah.
places,
Yeah.
airy hipster vibes.
I feel like, I mean, can we just take the back supply closet that's like, and just like
Sure.
put me in there with like one light bulb? I kind of need to like cave up.
okay,
Oh,
you're a
you
cave guy.
I'm definitely a
you
cave
prefer
dweller.
that.
Yeah.
Can we keep the coal back there and the fake blood?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
That's even better.
That's a good aesthetic.
Only if after every render you complete back there, you come out like screaming like a monkey, like, and you hold it up.
I will. I will.
You have a physical representation of it that you can put in people's faces.
You have yourself a deal there, Jake.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can clear out the back closet for you.
You mean I can? I will get
Damn.
right on that.
Called out. Called out.
So
Hey, the
Griffin,
man wants the boneyard. What can we do, you know?
give him the boneyard. Give him the bones.
Oh, that back
What would you
closet.
say Okay, you're the expert on this, and it's something that I think is very important to making online content. What are the most important things about a YouTube thumbnail that,
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure you've learned a lot while being here, but I know you also had experience before coming here. Across the board, what would you say is like, if you're trying to make a hot, clickable YouTube thumbnail, what do you do?
I'd say, honestly, the most important aspect, and it's one that I don't think we think about a lot because we have it pretty locked in for our channels, is getting the tone right. Because there have been times when or I should say I, because I'm the one making it, so I should own it. Like, there have been times that I've missed the mark tonally, and you can see a pretty dramatic drop in views sometimes. And what I mean by the tone is like, if I'm going on YouTube to look at sweet videos of blue whales, I'm going to look for just like a nice still image of a blue whale underwater, the little yellow National Geographic logo. And I'm going to go, you know, this looks like it's going to be just some sweet video of blue whales. I'm not going to be looking for like a blue whale, you know, with the saturation crunched up and a white outline and like what this animal will shock you. Like if I see that, I'm probably going to go like, well, that doesn't really fit what I'm looking for. So like same
You're
with
looking for a
whatever
chill
kind of
vibe.
content you're making.
Chill.
If you're making, you know, I would categorize Corridor Crew as like fun, educational, pretty funny a lot of the time, and I don't know, youthful maybe. I don't know what other words to go with, but like we definitely tend to go with like kind of, you know, bright colors,
Yeah.
nice clear imagery, people having fun. And so when you see a Corridor Crew thumbnail, I at least hope get the sense of like, oh, this is going to be like this group of goofballs who know what they're doing and they have a blast doing it.
Yeah.
And so if
definitely
you're
the vibe.
trying to make your own thumbnails for your own channel, just try to pick imagery that reflects what you make, because if you aren't representing that, then the people who you're trying to attract might not find your video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll have
I think that's a
retention,
valuable
right?
lesson for sure. YouTube's hard
Yeah.
though, man. It's hard because I see a lot of channels, like smaller channels I follow. They do their best to keep their thumbnails very like, you know, like their videos are educational, like history channels or whatever. You know, it's like we're talking about serious stuff. I'm a scholar, so I'm going to keep my thumbnails very scholarly and like kind of plain, but very like educational. And I feel like you always need to add like 20% zaniness into anything on YouTube, even if like, because then you see other channels who are doing the same thing and they have that zaniness.
Yeah.
Whether it's
that whole,
like,
it's that whole unanswered question element
yeah,
to the thumbnail. You know, you pose a question that maybe necessarily people didn't know would be asked. Is that mystery element.
Dare I say clickbait element?
Well, okay, so that's a great segue, because today Derek from Veritasium released a video called "We Need to Talk About Clickbait," and he basically breaks down how his realization over time was kind of two aspects. One, when he was too truthful and withheld information about, it's more about withholding information than it is about being truthful. The truth aspect is about picking what thing, you know, but I'll talk about the first one first. And that's, you cannot withhold like the most important aspects of the content in the thumbnail. If the most important aspect of the content isn't in the thumbnail, then you're going to lose viewers because you haven't crossed the threshold into like in piquing interest. But then obviously you can take that too far. Say your video is about, you know, Santa Claus, and you don't even have an image of him in the thumbnail. Well, obviously, you know, that's going to be a problem. But then you take it to the other side when you get into clickbait, which is the word, you know, that that everyone hates, because clickbait is associated with now you click on something, but immediately, right? It's not, there's no follow through. It's like the image that you saw and the title, the thing that you clicked on that you wanted to see does not pay off in the video. It's a lie.
Yeah.
And so there's a line between like stretching how much interest you can pique with somebody versus also keeping it truthful to what your video is actually about. And that's always the line that we're playing with, right? Because you want to try to have it be as attractive to the most amount of viewers as possible, while at the same time following through on the promise of the premise that you're presenting to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what his video is
where-
about.
Interesting. I gotta watch that, man. That sounds
Pretty good.
You should. It's
how
really
relevant.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. I mean, it's kind of like a master class for people who are looking to start their YouTube channel. It's like, it's a pretty incredible video.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he was changed his asteroid thumbnail, I can't remember what the first thumb was, but the second one
Yeah.
was like
Wasn't
asteroids you
important.
should watch out for. He's just like, oh,
Yeah.
just
Top 10 asteroids you should watch out
Well,
for.
it's funny because that thumbnail that he uses for that video now, let me see if I can pull it up.
He gained an extra 9 million views. He changed the thumbnail
These are the
3 days
asteroids
later.
to worry about. Okay, so check out that video. It's called "These Are the Asteroids to Worry About." It's on Derek's Veritasium channel, and then tell me how similar that is to Ren's scale of the universe thumbnail. They're very similar.
Oh, you're right.
But what each of them do, and I'm not saying, we have some sort of right to that type of thumbnail or anything. Like, this is, he made a great video and he got more people to view it by having a banging thumbnail. So that's
Yeah.
good. But the thing that one does is it immediately poses the scale of the asteroids to the scale of Earth in the same image.
It gives you that information in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't withhold it.
And it feels like you're getting attacked by the asteroid. You're like, oh, I should probably look on this. My life's endangered by an asteroid that's not even here. Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's an interesting way to look at it, and with the idea of like, are you withholding information or are you adding information that you're not actually paying off? And where on each of those spectrums are you?
Yeah. I think that's where we do an okay job of drawing the line is we never, I mean, clickbait, sure. Like, we're in the business of clicks. Of course, they're going to try to bait people into clicking. Like, I don't think that's really a negative thing.
Yeah.
But usually I can't think of a time when we've put something in a thumb where it hasn't actually been in a video. Like,
Yeah, we try to at least we try to make it worth your while. It's like,
Yeah.
well, we want you to click, but because we think you're going to really like this video.
Yeah.
Not because
And you
we're
guys thought about it with the lightsaber video a little bit.
yeah,
we
we did.
discussed it. We discussed the merits of including old and young Luke Skywalker in that. But ultimately, that does, like you were saying in our conversation about that thumbnail does represent what that video ultimately begins
think
with,
so.
which is the question of the evolution of the lightsaber over time, best represented by Luke Skywalker holding a lightsaber.
Yeah. It's interesting to see like perspectives though, because Sam was like, yeah, I just watched a video on YouTube that had a visual that I never got to see in the video. And he was like, wait, like, did I miss that part? And he was like scrubbing back through it because he thought
Yeah.
he missed it.
It's a
So it's like, I
strategy.
guess I could see how people would be like, that's annoying.
Yeah. Oh, it's very annoying. I mean, I guess it gets,
Yeah.
interaction and it gets more watch time maybe for people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think a
That's
really helpful way to think about it is like something, and I think I've said it in the company chat probably a bunch of times, but like a thing that I always try to keep in mind that I've picked up like from my time in advertising is like good and bad marketing is like you don't want to try and trick people into looking at something. You want to help the people who you're pretty sure will want this find it. Because like people hate being sold to. Like I hate when I see a commercial, I'm like, oh, you're pandering to me so hard right now. But like you don't need to like trick people into buying stuff. It's like there are some people out there, no matter what you make, who are going to be interested in what you have. Help them find what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good point.
I think that's really good advice. Because, yeah, it always feels cheap when somebody is pandering to you, you know, no matter the context. I'm trying to look up the analytics for the Ren competes to win Clint's CGI contest video, because we recently changed the thumbnail in that in that piece, and I think there's too much data now to see if there was any true bump in viewership. But that's another interesting thing that comes up in that video, in Derek's video, is he's saying how often they'll go back, they'll have 2 to 3, sometimes 4 thumbnails, and they'll just change them out if like it's underperforming, and you know, see if any of them do anything.
Yeah. I remember he was talking about that. He was basically saying like people would think like, oh, you guys are trying to get your viewers to re-watch it, re-click on it. And he was like, no. We're trying to get people who haven't seen the video to come and click on it. It has nothing to do with tricking people to rewatch it. It's all about why is this video showing 5 million less than usual? Let's get those 5 million.
Yeah, and I think that's a technique that we don't use maybe nearly enough, honestly, is like the idea of, hey, could we change out these thumbs if a video's not performing?
Griffin's like, no, we do it. He's like, chill.
Griffin,
No, wait,
can you
Griffin,
squeeze in? Can you just squeeze in another
You have
thumbnail?
to make what, 5 assets per video?
Yeah.
Here, wait.
Yeah.
So what are they?
YouTube thumbnail, website thumbnail, app thumbnail, website hero image, app hero image.
Dang.
And apparently now YouTube thumbnail 2, YouTube thumbnail 3.
Yeah.
But no, there are definitely times when it's like there's a thumbnail, like a video that comes out, and sometimes you do everything right and you still do not quite as well as you'd hoped. But there's definitely times when it's like, you know what? I wonder if we just tweaked the text in this thumbnail, if it would help out. And we could do more of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very, I think, important aspect. I mean, you have the image in the thumbnail, but you also have the title pairing, and you have we often do an in thumbnail caption. So there's like the 3 that we're always thinking about, like, and how do they all pair with each other? Like, you don't want to pair a Merlot with, you know, some cheddar Cheez-Its or whatever, you know? No.
Or like white.
Wait, you don't? That's what I do all the time.
Come on, Jake.
Shit.
Just gets
I'm
the
sorry.
Slurpee cup of Merlot.
Speaking of Cheez-Its.
Speaking of Cheez-Its, or little cheesy snacks.
Even though they're goldfish.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I'll bring this up.
I mean,
after this.
often I think the caption, I mean, look at the satisfying render challenges. I feel like the caption, this is so satisfying, is like the most eye-catching thing about those thumbnails. Like,
and the faces of Sam and Nico.
the faces are good, but the caption contextualizes the faces.
Yes.
Because that face could be anything. That could be Sam, you know,
Right.
Pooping.
scared, pooping, or anything. Yeah.
Right.
But so I don't know. It's always a balance. We're always trying to, and if one of those aspects is off, then like there's this imbalance
Yeah.
exactly. And
it also comes down to like finding what works for you, you know, and this applies to a lot of different aspects in the artistic process and in other processes as well. But, you know, like, don't just, I mean, we've seen the other day, I was throwing up one of the thumbnails that I found onto the Discord, and it was people who had taken the world's longest lightsaber video and then like basically reshot it, but did the exact same framing and used the same VFX element that we have in ours, and then renamed it something like super similar, or even the exact same video title. And then
did that pay off at all?
I think it did. I think it got
in the video?
confused.
That video, I believe, has nothing to do. Let me just type it in. World's longest lightsaber. World's longest.
I mean, I would
It's like
honestly
a
just feel
Let's Play
flattered.
video.
Yeah, that's like a compliment.
Okay, yes,
though.
here it is. Here it is. Okay. I found it. Okay. This video is about him playing some Star Wars game. But the thumbnail is literally him going, oh, in the corner, and then he retook a picture of himself doing the exact same pose that Nico's doing, photoshopped him over Nico,
Wow.
and then added extra flames to the jet. And it's called the world's longest lightsaber. I assume at some point in this 17-minute video,
Jesus.
he attempts to create a world's longest lightsaber in game, but could just be total clickbait.
Insane.
And then there's another one, GTA 5, the longest lightsaber ever. Guys doing the exact same thing. And then there's another one that I found where literally it's like these Indian bros, and they just recreate the entire video, but like they shoot their own version of it, and they
that's
call it
kinda
the
cool.
exact same thing.
Whoa.
You know what's crazy is I get a lot of emails that I have to look through that are about people wanting us to pay them to make our thumbnails. And I'm like, have you looked at our YouTube channel? I was like,
Well, they're just spamming. They're just trying to get.
but they like really think they're like, we can help your workload. And I'm like, well, Griffin would probably love that. I'm like, Griffin's doing the best. And people are copying our thumbnails.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't think
just
we
send them
wanna-
that email right back.
Yeah.
And just
Send
be
them a
like, no, we can help
screenshot.
you.
We can help you.
You just start freaking outsourcing.
We've
me.
got a guy.
We got a guy
named
expert.
Griffin.
We got a
Griffin, you
thumbnail
want
guy.
more work?
He doesn't have enough
Always.
to do. He's making way too much coffee.
But my point with that whole spiel about the world's longest lightsaber is, if you look at, like, each channel who I guess is respected by the rest of the community, you can see that they each have their own style. Like they all utilize similar techniques, isolation, don't withhold information, try to make it the most intriguing you can, pique the interest of the viewer, all that stuff, and don't lie. But at the same time, they all have their sort of individual elements that no other channel is doing. And that's an interesting thing to note too, is like much in the same way as like, you have two guitarists or what have you, two filmmakers. In the same way, you can have two different artists, graphic artists who are going to give you this. The product is going to accomplish the exact same thing, but in terms of like look at it over time and extrapolate it over time, you're going to see very consistently like this is this style. And I don't think people consider that at first. They just go, oh, well, this worked, so I'll just copy this. But there's a difference between taking cues and taking information that people give you, what works for them, and taking that into your like toolbox and just aping somebody's style.
Yeah. 'Cause I think it might, like, say it does good one time, they copy someone's swag, but you don't
Yeah.
really get retention with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
No. Yeah.
So don't
But
be
it's-
derivative. There's another lesson for thumbnails.
Yeah.
Create your own pattern, and stand out.
Or be 80% derivative, but 20% original. As long as it's, as
Only
long
if
as
you're
it's got
making
that element.
lightsaber related videos that have to do with cutting planes in half, though.
You know what's something really funny that I noticed? We were having a conversation at one point a couple of weeks ago about the similarities and differences between film posters and thumbnails, and how in a lot of ways there's a lot of similarities, like, readable from a distance, gives you an idea of what you're in for if you watch this, wants to get you excited. And after that conversation, I started to notice in a lot of like film posters and like billboards for films and TV around town, them literally using like thumbnail making techniques. Like, I can't remember the name of the show, but I was driving down Olympic and there was this like billboard for a show, and I noticed the person in the billboard had the whites of their eyes like fully blown out, like painted white, like you would for a thumbnail.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
almost
whoa.
any poster you see these days, and I mean, even back in the day, has some sort of massive face in it, or that's the main compositional element.
Mm-hmm.
But do
For
you
sure.
think that those like quote more janky aspects that you get away with on the tiny thumbnail size are now becoming like more relevant to all imagery because of just the
I think it
like-
depends on what the utility is for the image. I mean, usually we're actually working with a poster artist who does a lot of like he does a lot of stuff that you'll see on like streaming services, and he was explaining how, you know, he has to make like 3 versions. He has to make one mobile for the streaming mobile, just like you're saying. He has to do one for like, you know, when you're just scrolling through on Amazon Prime and your TV's on the other wall and it's like, you know, effectively this big.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has to make one that's meant to be on a wall where people are staring at it, like, you know, huge,
Yeah.
like because it's right
like
in
if you're
front
in
of
the
them.
movie theater.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's different compositional elements that they deliberately add into each one of those, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as you would. I think the janky stuff starts coming in when it's small, like a thumbnail, because
Yeah.
people don't notice it, and it's all about what pops.
Billboards and thumbnails are definitely alike. Even when you think of how many words are supposed to go there, I think it was like no more than like 7 or something. I took an advertising class and we had to make billboards.
Yeah.
And if your
Okay.
sentence was too long, she would like, that's an automatic like
Yeah.
letter down. She's like, no one, she's like, who is going down the street and can read 2 sentences worth of stuff? And I was like, no, you're right. And no one
When
wants to sit
you're-
there and read that for a thumbnail
you
either.
pull your car over.
Yeah, because you have to finish reading. Wait, hold on, mom.
Hey kids, are you interested in that one? Okay, all right, let's keep going. Okay.
By sentence
over
3, you're
again.
like, oh, that's not for me.
God, I got to make one billboard in my life so far, and it was super simple. It was really boring, but sometimes it's more about like getting, like, especially in advertising, like getting the objective across.
Yeah.
And it's like, in this case, it was like tagline, logo, phone number. That's it.
You know what's
Was it a
crazy?
lawyer
I made a
billboard?
billboard and it went up.
No, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was
Wait,
now
what was it for?
knowing this, I was so underpaid. But it was
What was
back,
the billboard for?
back in Pensacola's sheriff. Yeah, it was for a sheriff, and it was 2 sheriffs on the billboard, and just talking about, oh God, it was so long ago, and I want to say it was
God, I
about
gotta
locking
see if
your
I can
doors.
Like, hey, lock your doors.
I wonder if it was maybe the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department where I'm from. Man, I have to go back because I can go find them like through like my InDesign files and like all of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
because I was
Dude,
starting to try to do like contracted out work with like graphics and stuff like that. It was like super tedious, and I didn't like take it serious enough, and I just stopped doing it. But
I feel
Wait,
that.
is it Sheriff Morgan says lock your doors, keep it yours?
wait, I don't know. I want to see what it looks like. Is it green? Is the thumbnail green?
No.
Or
it's
not thumbnail.
It's yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
They ripped you off, Jordan.
Yeah.
I'll
Man.
find it. I'm gonna find it and show you guys.
You should get
tomorrow.
royalties
Please
every
do.
time someone doesn't lock their doors. You should get
And
paid.
then you get the stuff that they lost
Yeah.
when they don't lock their doors.
My
Come on.
PO box is overflowing.
Yeah, it's a perfect scheme. It's a perfect racket. All right, Jordan, there's another thing we need to discuss here today.
What could we
Okay.
possibly have to talk about, Jake?
I haven't seen this yet, but I'm on the YouTube studio side of the Corridor Crew channel right now. And what I see is an ExpressVPN integration for this weekend. And
You notice
don't
anything
know.
different?
I don't know what I
Wait.
see here.
Jake, you did that integration, didn't you?
Yeah, I
I
thought,
thought
you
I
did. That
did.
one.
I thought I did this integration. Let me just take a
Hashtag
quick.
battle of the brands.
So listen. Oh man, what did you guys do?
Don't watch it, Jake. It's fine.
They done me dirty.
You did a good job, Jake.
If you want your
All
night
right.
ruined, watch it.
Okay, here's the deal, croutons. Okay, you know how we had Wesley and Wesley Incorporated. Okay, and you know it was about Wesley and Wesley was about looking
Honor.
out for each other. But then this whole thing came along so quick, and now this J&J's
It's crumbling. Jake.
integrations is crumbling. And look, I'm just gonna say this weekend, I don't know what's gonna happen on the integrations on the videos. I just know something's brewing. And
You guys gotta go
That's all
watch the
I'm gonna
video
say
and
about
find
it.
out.
Yeah. I mean, saying J&J, that implies you guys are working together.
I thought we were. That's the
Oh.
thing. I thought we were.
I think we are. I think we're just we rushed into this, and we need to just slow it down and really understand,
Yeah.
where we're coming from. It's like any relationship. You gotta
Yeah.
take it
I-
slow,
Don't rush into it.
understand. Don't
You
rush.
I feel like-
Jake, you've been with us for a while, and you've done a great job, but it's not personal. We're just thinking of going in a different direction.
Yeah,
Is all.
yeah, no, it's like I'm the old quarterback. I'm the old quarterback. I get it. It's like, look,
On The Office, when Creed dyes his hair,
you've been with us for 10 years and we've won 2 Super Bowls. But maybe it's time to start thinking about, how to keep those as memories.
yeah.
Listen, buddy, you've sold a lot of Raycons, all right? And we really appreciate that. I think it's time.
Here's a pair of Raycons. Put it in your box.
Put it in your box. Yeah. For anyone who hasn't been, watching the sponsored ads in our videos, Jordan has been moving in on Jake's job here, and
Takes a sip of beer.
Yeah. It's getting a bit spicy, so
So look
yeah,
out.
stay tuned.
out.
We'll see how it
That's
develops here.
Yeah, that's it's been a run. I don't know what's gonna happen from here.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a blast.
I think in the next one I'm gonna have to bust out my influencer pajamas. I think that's what's gonna have to happen.
All right, man. Just careful not to burn out, Jake. All right,
Don't
on
burn
influence.
out.
Don't over influence.
We'll send you
okay?
a robe though. If you burn out, we'll send you a robe.
You
It
better.
is possible to over influence.
Griffin had to take
And
off
die.
his robe. He got over influenced.
Dude, it was so warm.
Griffin, do you have any goodies in the pockets of your robe? I'm curious because I have some real fun surprises.
Maybe a
I have a
New Year
magic
tissue.
card. It's a basic land card. It's a mountain.
Oh, okay. So Sam
the
was wearing the
hell?
coat before
I
you.
don't know. This is just what's in them. I did not put
Why
these,
the
and
hell
then
is there a magic card in
Nerf darts, of course. Oh,
there? Oh.
You know what?
More
Jan wore
Nerf
this.
darts. Way
Jan
more
wore
Nerf
this for
darts.
sure.
How many Nerf darts do you have in there?
enough.
It's like a whole pack.
I have 7.
It's enough to
7
kill.
Nerf darts.
Sorry,
So
that wasn't
I'm just
true.
gonna put those back in for the next guy who needs to
That
use
would
this.
cost you like $6 at Target to get
True,
all those
man.
Nerf darts.
I'm rich.
You're dart rich, dude.
So we talked about the battle of the brands. What else is going around the studio here? What's new, guys?
Well, okay, so next week I'm
Uh-huh.
excited about this, and we can talk more about this, as we get into things. Maybe even on the podcast next week. But Nick and I, for months, have been eagerly developing research and development. We've had money out to third-party firms. We've done test groups. Okay, you know how they like rate movies. We've brought in sections of the public. We've been testing this idea. We're finally gonna do an avatar for me in the studio.
We're bringing Jake back, guys. He's going to be a regular cast member on the crew channel because, living in Texas, it's hard for him to participate. So,
It's like people are
have the
taking my
technology now.
jobs.
yeah.
People are taking my job. I can't even get in on a meeting anymore.
Yep.
And so we just figured that it would be best if we just made an avatar of me and it's constantly on, and then I
Yeah.
can just access it anytime.
Precisely. It'll have audio-visual technology.
Yeah.
It'll have a physical, let's just say, stature that, commands respect.
Yeah.
And it'll also, if we need, we can always bring in a thespian to really
Thespian.
take
Yeah.
on the
It's
Jake
like
persona.
Chef's kiss, really convince people that it's me.
Yeah.
Because what I don't want, we talk about the uncanny valley in visual effects, right? And it's this valley where, it's not fake enough to disregard it, and it's not real enough to be believed. Well, the same thing can happen with an avatar, and we want this avatar to look real. We want it to feel real. We want to forget people to forget that they're not actually talking to me physically present there, and just be talking to me.
You know what? I think it's going to be a great time.
I'm interested to see like how the hair goes. Like, are you painting it? Is it gonna be a wig?
Just we have a whole plan. Okay, there's.
I'm just saying I had to go pick him
It's
up
top
and he was in
secret.
pieces.
That's just the bones. That's just the.
That's just the
ingredients.
foundation. Yeah, just
That's
raw
like
materials.
saying, I don't know how this bread is gonna be. This flour, it looks very like it doesn't look white enough. Like I don't know
Right.
this flour, but you haven't even baked it. You haven't even
Right.
baked it. It's just the
Yeah.
flour.
I'm,
Right.
I'm very ready for this.
Give us a
We're gonna
chance.
turn it into a donut. It's gonna be delicious.
Can
So-
we have any like any hints, any breadcrumbs? Like when you say an avatar, are we talking like are you talking like more like inanimate, like an iPad on a Roomba, or more like It's Always Sunny, like a living being?
Somewhere right in between. Great
I think,
question,
yeah.
Griffin.
Yeah, it is. We've discussed that quite a bit, and we're gonna try a few ideas and
Do some
one of
A/B
the
testing in the studio. Yeah.
and we'll see what works best. You know, we'll do another test group. We'll see who's like most comfortable with which design, and then we'll kind of settle on it.
If people just get
I
freaked
thought,
out.
yeah, I mean, one thing that I'm excited for is bringing in the son, Brett Driver.
Yeah,
He's going to be, I think, taking on the role of Jake in the physical sense
Yeah.
for this project. So anyway, stay tuned. That'll be a fun video. I think we can find a way to, have Jake living in Texas, yet still keep his presence here in the studio more than it has been. Because who knows, he might not be doing brand deals very much anymore. And, we want to prepare for that.
He said
I
it,
wasn't
didn't.
prepared for it, but you got to adapt. Life is about adaptation. Survival is about adaptation. And just like I adapted in, I don't think it's gonna happen. But if I need to adapt out, listen, if somebody can do it better than me, then I'm happy to say, that's the way it is.
For sure.
Got
Well,
heavy.
Jordan might be coming for your brand job, Jake, but there's someone coming for Jordan's name next week too.
Yeah, that's also happening next week.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah.
a lot.
So this is another inside, another Truton info. Jordan Allen, who was with us in a few videos ago. What video was it?
Yeah. The Clint Houdini render challenge.
That's right. So he's coming in. He's coming in to work with us.
Sweet.
And I'm super excited about it. But it also presents an interesting predicament. What do we do with Jordan here?
There's two Jordans in the studio.
Yeah.
What was that, Griffin?
Griffin does have a really, you know what? And I don't hate the idea at all.
So Griffin wants to have one of them be called Bean.
It sounds nothing like Jordan.
One of them.
Yeah,
Only
I think
one
we
of
should
them.
do a rock paper scissors for it.
Oh, snap.
I mean, I share
Rock, paper,
your
scissors.
your fantasy of having just someone in the studio called Beans.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, how cool.
Hey,
It sounds like he
Beans!
has street cred already.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
And I'm gonna be knife.
Knife.
I'm gonna be knife.
Okay, maybe when we hire another Griffin.
Good luck, honestly. If you find another Griffin to hire him on here,
We did bring in another Matt. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Matt,
Jordan is not nearly as common as Matt, and
Yeah,
we
that's
found a
true.
Jordan. So
Yeah.
we've
Be
had some
careful,
really
Griffin.
cool guests like hanging around here the last month.
I
Yeah,
know.
man.
Been a
It's
lot of
been
really
awesome.
cool
It's
people.
been kind of cool. Just new energy. All of our
Yes.
dead souls here. Just kidding.
you mean all of our chill souls?
Chilled.
chill.
So chilled that they think we're dead.
punching in the time
We're
card.
just really
Okay,
chill.
couple other things that's happening. Ren has a solar panels video that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
The scale of solar panels to power the universe, or to power Earth, or maybe just the U.S. I don't know
I think
what his
Earth.
parameters
It's
are. Okay.
Yeah, it's all of Earth.
Okay, but I'm very excited for it. Him and Matt already shot a lot of it, and it's in edit right now. And then Ren's getting more photography for it this week, just some B-roll and stuff. And then we have a very special React guest whose name will not be named at this time.
Yep. Looking forward to that.
Yep, very much looking forward to that. And then in September, Mr. Luc LaFontaine is coming back, and we are doing a sword fight style. This is what real sword fights would look like style fight
Yeah.
So
with
fun.
him. So I'm very excited for that. And
It's finally time to let him coordinate his perfect sword fight
That's
after
right.
reacting to so many.
And after talking about it with him, okay, so seriously though, when Luke, the first time we worked with Luke was in 2016, and he was talking about doing a video like this then. So this has kind of been brewing for some years for the opportunity to do something like this. So
Wow.
this is our chance. And
Heck yeah.
yeah.
And part of that video, I'm not sure how much, if I'm like overstepping here, but all I'm going to say is that we have the coolest new camera.
Yes.
That's literally all I'll say.
That's all you can say right now.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say more. But I will also say that this camera's going to change everything. And like for real, we've made like a couple perfect camera videos, and I look forward to geeking out about this more.
This is the 2021 update.
It's the 2021 update without all the separate components. It's just
Right.
all in one. And the thing is, like, think about what a camera is in your mind. It's the opposite of that. So just going to leave it there. But be excited because this thing's cool.
It's a package deal.
It's an audio only device. It only
It's going to
captures
change everything.
audio. Yeah.
Sorry, I need to take a chill pill here.
Go back.
And then
go back.
after that, this is mid-September. I'm not gonna give a firm date on this yet, but we are currently on pace to release Son of a Dungeon mid-September. And if we stay on that pace until mid-September, we will be releasing Son of a Dungeon mid-September. So
My bone phone's like.
holy crap, guys! 1 year in development,
That's
a
crazy.
new look into D&D. So, yeah, for all those out there who are saying we're not doing anything narrative anymore, I got 8 hours of narrative content coming your way on corridordigital.com. So thank you very much.
8 hours. That's why
Dude,
I'm
you.
taking over the brand deal, so you have time for this.
That's right. Yeah. So I have time to prep season 2.
Yeah.
Dude, Son of a Dungeon is like high key. I think like it's like one of the coolest things I've ever worked on.
It's insane.
Dude, I can't wait to
So
watch
cool.
it. I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing.
Oh yeah, you
Dude.
really haven't.
And I don't even watch D&D stuff, but like,
Now I want to.
exactly. Like, I'm looking
Well,
forward
you
to
know,
it.
it's D&D's narrative. So even though we cut out all the fat, you know, there is a little bit of a slow burn, but it means that as it progresses, you get more and more hooked on what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of like, that's what makes it good. Because when you're looking to watch that type of content, you're not looking for like, oh, give me 15 minutes of like you jumping out of an airplane. You know, it's like this is a story, and you want to get into it. You want to sink your teeth into it and spend
Yeah.
time with the characters, and that's exactly what this does.
Can't wait.
Definitely
Hell
makes you want
yeah.
to start playing.
Oh, we should just start doing like casual.
We were doing that on Thursdays.
Really?
We had an office D&D thing, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
That was when Griffin first started here.
I think a lot of people because like, well, maybe I won't speak for other people, but I'll speak for myself. Before I started playing D&D, I was really intimidated by it because I was like, oh, there's all these stats, there's all these
Yeah.
things you got to learn. Once you actually sit down and play your first round of D&D, you realize it's just wizard-themed gambling. And you just sit around with your friends, you
I love
play
that.
craps with your friends, and you talk mad shit. And you're like, my wizard blew up your goblin. And they're like, cool, here, eat some pizza. Like,
I was going to say
it's so
pizza.
casual, dude. It's so much fun.
Pizza's a must.
Wizard
some pizza.
themed gambling. I've never heard it put like that, but it
That is
is
hilarious.
It is not an inept description by any stretch.
That's gonna be our D&D T-shirt.
Wizard-themed gambling.
Son of a
Play
dungeon.
some wizard craps and eat some pizza.
Wow.
Man.
Well, this was super chill. I think Nick's about to fall asleep.
I
Look
know.
at
I
it.
mean,
Nick,
this has been real nice.
What's up?
was that too loud?
Oh,
Did my
what-
decibels
wake up,
get
son.
too loud?
Yeah. Can you please take a penal reclination
I
in your chair
think
for
that
me?
you went over the decibel count.
Sorry.
I want to
and
see
I'm
you
out on being-
recline right now.
Okay.
If
There
you go
you
over
go.
the decimal count again, I'm taking Squarespace.
Keep it chill, guys. Hey, that's not okay.
How dare you, Jordan?
Jordan has
How
a
dare
next
you
Squarespace.
even? How dare you even hint at that?
Jake
That's
has
like-
a Squarespace shirt that he
Listen,
made.
that's like taking my child, okay?
It's like taking my
You can come after Vessies, okay? You can come after Raycon. But don't you dare take my beautiful award-winning templates with 24/7 customer service.
I see a lot of squares around here.
Just want to throw out that we value all of our brand partners equally.
Especially Manscaped. Thanks to them for sponsoring this episode. And, you know.
And if
all
I
there is
could,
to
I
say.
would take this appointment.
And I would take Manscaped from you, too.
Oh yeah, Griffin was like, should we
Oh.
just have a video of my back getting shaved? And I remember
It would have been funny, and I would have gotten a free back shaving. So
It's people don't realize for those who have hairy backs, it's not very convenient to shave them yourself. So
Do you need like an
an extended
you need
razor.
a sword.
yeah,
extender?
An extended razor.
Maybe Manscaped has a solution to that.
I know.
click the link in the bio to find out more.
Yeah.
Find out how you can get how much?
20% off your first purchase, Jordan. 20% off your first purchase.
Don't tell
by
me all the
using
details because I might.
promo
Wait, for
code
real?
CorridorCast.
Dude, I high key need a new beard trimmer, so I might
might use-
Yeah.
check out that promo code.
No, it's
This isn't
legit.
sponsored.
It's legit.
Oh, it is.
It's legit.
Precision blades, premium engineering. It's even got a 4,000 Kelvin LED light on it.
Are you gonna put this as
Holy
part of the integration?
shit.
No, I already did the integration. I'm just reciting the talking points at this point.
You can see whether this is on or not from space.
That is not part of the product description, but it should be.
Disclaimer.
All right, I think we're done here. That was a chill cast.
Hell, chill.
Man.
You guys
so
have
chill.
any other last words before we chill out? Before we chill on
Man.
out of here?
I just hope everyone has a really chill Tuesday evening.
Nick, get the thumb guitar. Play us out. All right, thanks everybody for watching and listening. Catch us next week here on the Chillcast, or maybe another game of Spyfall, or maybe, deep insights into the future of AI. Next time on CorridorCast.
That's okay.